Alright, surprise review. Not Child's Play 3. I am going to do that later today. But Con Air. Now, Con Air is a movie with Nicolas Cage and a bunch, and when I say a bunch, I mean a bunch of actors that would become A-list. Dave Chappelle, John Cusack, and Danny Trejo, a bunch. Like, when I say a bunch, you're gonna like literally turn on and be like, "Is that Steve Buscemi?" And it's Steve Buscemi, but young. So he actually looks, yeah. So Con Air is about Nicolas Cage. He kills a guy on self-defense, and because he's considered a weapon, he goes to jail for 7 to 10 years, but he winds up getting out in 7. And they go into this prison, plane, and there's a bunch of bad guys on the plane that as soon as they take off, you see one of them take a nail out of the wrist and uncuff themselves. And then, a whole bunch of stuff ensues to where, the prisoners take over the plane. So after the prisoners take over the plane, he devises a plan I want to get to my daughter, so I'm going to stay alive. So his plan basically is stay alive, see your daughter, and try not die. So he basically tries to become one of them and says, "Oh no, I'm 17 years." So they believe him until one of them is like, "Well, I didn't see you in the long-term prison." And he's like, "Well, I didn't see you either," which is pretty smart. And he's like, "Oh, hey, I didn't see you." "Well, I didn't see you either." He kills one guy in the storage container, and Dave Chappelle's character had already gotten run over by the wheel, and they were trying to go into the storage container so that way the wheel could go up. And before they threw his body off, he writes down on stuff so that way the detective and everybody else that's trying to figure out what's going on with the plane can see the body, and it's written down where they're going and everything else. Because the transponder that was on the plane earlier in the movie, they took it out and put it in a different plane, so that way the helicopters and stuff would be following that one, which is pretty smart. And this is a super 90s movie, but if you have never seen it, go watch it. It is possibly the best Nicolas Cage movies ever. He's an action hero, which I don't know why he hasn't done more action movies. And this was I think this movie was right after Face Off or right before Face Off, to where he got an Oscar. And it's very weird to say that Nicolas Cage has an Oscar. But the end of the movie, he reunites with his daughter and his wife after being in prison for 7 years. He didn't want his wife or his daughter to see him in prison because, he didn't want to see them around hardened criminals. So this is his first time seeing his daughter. It's a little sad. But the ending of the movie could have ended right there. This is where I have a problem with the movie, is it could have ended right there. But then they say, Cyrus the Virus, the bad guy, drive off and well, let's go after him. I'm like, wait a second, you could have just had him drive off and been like, hey, look, sequel. But anyway, what do you guys think about this movie? I give it a 5 out of 5. Have you seen it? Let me know in the comments.